So I have this PlayStation 1. This is an SCPH-5502. This is a PAL PlayStation from 1997 with the PU-18 motherboard. And I won't waste time by talking, since I want to mod it with the PicoStation. And basically the PicoStation is a Raspberry Pi Pico optical drive emulator. The mod isn't difficult. The only difficult part could be the lifting of some pins on the compact disc controller, and I'll try to do it in the best way possible, since I don't want to smash this PlayStation. Okay, there's nothing in there. We can just remove the top cover and the disk drive, the controller ports and the power supply cable, and then we need to remove the shielding. And this is the motherboard. We need to remove 4 more screws. We had 5 more screws. And here we go with the motherboard. So this is the motherboard which I recapped in 2020 or 2021, I don't remember. And this is the compact disc controller, and we need to lift some pins on there, and then we'll install the Raspberry Pi Pico in this area, I think. I don't know. So on the lower shielding there are this stuff. So you should be careful when you install the Pico in this area, because it could make a short with the lower shielding. So there's the schematic from Maniac Vera. But as you can see, we need to lift 8 pins on the 2545Q controller. So I'll just try to lift the pins first. So I suggest you to use some good flux, some no clean flux, for heating the pads on the controller. There we go. Where's the needle? Here it is. First of all, I want to clean the work area with some isopropyl. A needle should be good for lifting the pin. It should do the job. Just try with the pin 80. Maybe the best thing is to put the motherboard in this way towards you. You don't need a lot of flux, you just need a bit of flux. Try to, yeah, here we go. Here it is, the leg is completely, it should be detached from the pad. No, it isn't. It's still soldered. And now, yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it's desoldered just fine. Now I need to desolder the pin 78. Just do that. Okay. I think it's already detached from the PCB. In fact, it isn't. Yeah. Okay, so the job is coming along nicely. And I'm not destroying the chip at all, like someone on YouTube does. Okay, yeah. It is free. I have lifted 3 pins. Now I have to remove the pin 74, which should be this one. Yep. Just show you the job. Okay, and now I have 3 more pins, which are 47, 46 and 45. In my case, it will be very easy to desolder the pins since I don't have the original capacitor, but in your case it could be difficult. So just take your time, or just remove the original capacitor and recap the PlayStation. And pin 47 is lifted. The last pin. I think I did a pretty good job. Take a look. Those are the lifted pins. Can you see them? I think yes. And the controller isn't even destroyed. Okay, now I'll just soak a cotton bud with isopropyl. I'll give a good clean to the area. Hit the area with the solder gun. It will make the flux evaporate. I can see that the PCB is cleaner now. And while I wait for the PCB to cool down, I'll just program the Raspberry Pi. So programming a Raspberry Pi Pico is the easiest thing ever. You just connect the USB, and while you connect the Pico to the host computer, you just keep the boot button pressed and okay, this is the Raspberry Pi Pico. I'm just flashing the megavolt fork of PicoStation. This is from October 5. Now we'll just unpack the UF2 file, which is there. And now you need to drag this file into the Pi Pico folder. Look. The Pi is flashed. You can just remove everything. Here it is, your PicoStation. I'll just put a bit of tape, electrical tape, between the legs and the pads. And this could be a good chance to see if you lifted the, the right pins. So now you need to choose a schematic. This is a PU-18, and the first thing that comes to my eye, we need to remove a resistor, which is here. Yep, this is the resistor, which I can see it's marked 221. First of all, I want to put some Kapton tape on here because I don't want to take the capacitors with me. And I'll just drag the resistor to another place. Put some flux. Okay, I just dragged the resistor to the other pad. So in fact it's now good to go. It was pretty easy, obviously, and I've just dragged the resistor on this side. It is connected just to one pad. The resistor was here on this pad, right here, and I've just dragged onto the other pad. So just do that. Prepare the PCB for the Raspberry Pi Pico. Now we need to put some Kapton tape under the Raspberry Pi Pico, because you don't want the solder to flow on the other side of the PCB. Okay. Now for the last trick, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just put a bit of double-sided tape Okay. And now, in fact, we can begin by wiring the Pico. So the bad part is that the Raspberry Pi Pico has no markings on this side. So you'll just need to refer to the diagram. I think I'll just start from the point G. Oh my goodness. From the point G. Sounds bad. Okay, I just don't think I'll film the entire process. I need to solder the last cable, and then I need to solder the power pins and the SD slot. And this was the last one. It's over. For power, I'll use a diode, a 5818. This will be useful in case you want to upgrade the Raspberry Pi without giving power to the PlayStation motherboard. I'll solder the ground here. This is ground, this is a ground plane, and this is a ground point. And then I don't know why, but the diagram indicates this point right here for ground, but it's useless, seriously. So I'll hook up the ground right here, and then for 5 volt instead of this point, I'll hook it up here. Goes on the motherboard. As you can see, the regulator is right here. This is the 7805, and you can see the output connected to this bias right here, and you can find those just here. This is 5 volt, so I'll just hook the V-bus pin of the Raspberry Pi Pico, which should be this one, to this point right here. And now for the ground point. Okay, it is grounded. Yep, this will be fine. Okay, now I'll just wire the cable to the positive side of the diode. A bit of shrinking tube this. Now for the SD card I should take some measurement, considering that there's a big hole. Okay, consider 4 centimeters to the edge. Okay, I think I'll need to cut 25 centimeters of cable. And the SD module is soldered to the ribbon cable. Just clean all this flux. So this is the diagram for the SD card. Okay, so now I'll just prepare a 32 gigabytes micro SD. I'll format the SD to exFAT. Yep, just format everything. I'll just put this demo on a folder. New folder. Okay, hopefully it works. Okay, I have flashed the latest release from Maniac Vera. Now it works. Okay, I could have some problems with the... Yep, it works. I may have some problems with this bad boy right here, because when I pull out the SD card and start the PlayStation, it works correctly. Yeah. So, okay, it works, but not that good. When I restart the PlayStation, it doesn't go anywhere. So, I have something bad with either the SD card or with the SD module, so I don't know. I don't know. So, today is another day, and now I've soldered a typical microSD to SD card adapter with the same wires. So, this is the moment I've been waiting for. Just power on the PlayStation and see if something works. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah! Now it loads. Hopefully I'll see the gains on the... Yeah, here it is, the... Yeah, it's working! Oh, yes! Okay, just load this demo. Regular boot with start. And... Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's working. Yeah. I must say that it's pretty smooth. Wow. Oh my god. It works so good. No skips on the FM view. Yep. Just load this classic. I have no words at all, cause it's working so good.
This is Rupture Farms.
Wow.
They say it's the biggest meat processing plant on the world. That's me. My name.
I'm playing from an SD card. Oh. Oops. Could this leak just run away? Yeah, there's no way to take control of these leaks. Escape. Oh yeah. Oh. I'm just happy. Man, this game was such a classic. It was so good. Now I obviously want to complete this mod, and I want to install, since I have plenty of micro USB ports and buttons, I want to install an external USB port. I'll do a thing. There's a pin named ID, which we don't need. It's used for putting a device into OTG mode. I'll just do a good cut on the trace. Okay. Well, I must say that my cable management isn't that good. But honestly, I don't give a fuck. So, for the external USB stuff, I'll try to show you the micro USB here. I've just took another breakout just to make sure you can see the diagram. So, here we have the positive. So this pin goes here, which should be a diode. This should be a diode. It goes here, so you can attach the positive here. Then we have data minus, which I don't know if you can see that, but it's this trace. There's a big trace here. In my case, there's the S of USB. Then we have data plus, which is here. There's another big trace. You can see those two big traces. This one is data minus, and this one is data plus. And then we have ground. You can find ground anywhere, but if you don't know where to put ground, I've used this ground. Unfortunately for SD card, you can find it on this resistor, on there you should find the ground, and there on this plane I'll just scrape the green mask and I'll solder the cables on the traces. And then for the boot select, it's a bit complicated since I have soldered a lot of stuff. You can find it right on this pin here, or you can find it on this resistor right here. That should go to the boot cell button. Okay. Now data plus is connected. Okay, and our mod is completed. Seriously. Now even the USB port is soldered, and in fact we can even check if it works. I'll do it in seconds. Now I'll connect the micro USB to this end, and then the USB to my computer. You should hear the Windows sound. Yep, as you can see, it works. So now I can update the Raspberry Pi Pico without, disassembling the entire PlayStation. And here it is. The mess, and this is some real mess right here. Just to summarize what I did, I have soldered the 5V here, the data minus here on this trace, the data plus here, and then the brown goes to the button and the ground goes to the ground. Just cut a good amount of shrink tube. And now I just want to shrink the tube. Okay, I'll just tape everything to the motherboard like this. Okay, Okay, just put the motherboard here and everything fits just fine, I must say. And now with the shielding. Okay. And now there's a little thing, because I don't want to scrape the cables with the shielding here. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I think that we can call this job done. And the shitbox is here. So the PlayStation is still working, and I want to see how the PicoStation handles multi-disc games like Apex Exodus. On the memory card I have a save that starts from disc 2, but first of all I'll try to boot from disc 1.
Ciao.
Obviously the game is in Italian.
Okay.
So just load the saved game, which is this one. And now it should ask me for the second disc. Okay, just see if open delete and then close it again. Yep, something is happening. Something is definitely happening. Yeah, it works, and it works well. So I've just switched to the second disc. Now just let me do a thing. I want to select a new game and return to the first disc.
Ciao.
Okay, just start a new game.
Seguimi.
One player. And now for the disc one. Yep. Oh. Just retry with the lead opening and closing. Okay, now maybe it's working.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm on the first disc.
Ciao.
Just fine. So, this very long video ends here. Like and subscribe, and see you soon.